The Pokemon Company makes so much gosh darn money from their merchandise. And with the Pokemon World Championships 2024 coming to my backyard of Honolulu, Hawaii, I am determined to not spend a single penny on Pokemon. I spent $300. While I wasn't able to snag a badge for the Pokemon World Championships 2024, I did manage to reserve a spot to shop at the Pokemon Center World Store. So today we'll be heading out to the Hawaii Convention Center to do some shopping at the Pokemon Center for the Pokemon World Championships 2024. So the Pokemon Center was inside of the Pokemon World Championships at the Hawaii Convention Center. I had seen a few complaints online about how they handled the line for the Pokemon Center, so I was expecting a pretty large crowd here, you know. I've been to other conventions like KawaiiCon in Hawaii or TwitchCon in Las Vegas where it was super crowded and there's a lot of waiting, so I was pretty much prepared for anything. At least I thought I was, as I followed the signs to the Pokemon Center and saw some people, you know, sitting on the side of the sidewalk and all that kind of stuff. But then a line appeared that felt like it just went on forever. There was a massive line of people waiting for their appointment for the Pokemon Center, and actually this just begins the major drama that happened with the Pokemon Center at Pokemon Worlds 2024. For some reason, there were two separate lines before the entrance for the Pokemon Center. And the way that they were doing it was, they would call a time for an appointment, for example, like 12:30 or 12:45 p.m., at which point you would line up in this line on the left-hand side, but if your appointment hadn't been called yet, then you wait in the line on the right-hand side. And my appointment for the Pokemon Center wasn't until 1:30 p.m. So as they continued to call more times from 12:45 to 1 o'clock to 1:15, I think people started to realize how just kind of pointless this whole two-line system was. Because this line on the right-hand side was just full of people where their appointment could be anywhere from like 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. It was just a whole mix of a bunch of people, so a lot of people just kind of like gave up on this whole two-line thing and just waited on the side of the sidewalk. My best guess is that it might have been like a public Lego issue where they can't have people just waiting on the side of the sidewalk, so they had to have everybody actually in a line. I don't know, that's just a guess. So finally at 2 p.m. when my 1:30 p.m. appointment was called, I could move into the second line on the left-hand side of the sidewalk, which luckily, like when the time came, the line actually moved quite quickly. They would scan your QR code and you just walk up the steps here. I thought it was kind of funny that they made everyone go through security for a Pokemon event. Like, what is the worst Pokemon fans can do? Throw Pokemon cards at you? I'm sorry to all the Pokemon fans. Then we had to walk through the parking garage of the Hawaii Convention Center, at which point we got to maybe the grossest 1 hour of my life. So this was by far the most recurring problem that I saw people talking about on Twitter or Instagram about Pokemon Worlds. This parking garage at the Hawaii Convention Center, it basically was an oven for a bunch of people to stand in. Obviously, since it's a parking garage, there's like very little ventilation, so all of the hot air and like all the disgusting smells are basically just sitting in place, like it's almost like a sauna. And as much as I am complaining, like, you know, this is totally just a first world problem, I will say that I think they actually took steps to try to make this as best of a situation as possible. The staff were passing out waters to everybody. I mean, they were warm waters, but hey, at least it's water, I guess. It was just this hot parking garage with no air conditioning and a bunch of sweaty Pokemon nerds. So finally, at 3 o'clock p.m., we got to start moving for our 1:30 p.m. appointment. A whole 1.5 hours after my original appointment. Suffice to say, people were pissed in that parking garage, and it felt like everything pretty much just turned completely 180 once everyone started seeing all of the Pikachu and Pokemon decorations everywhere. But we basically went from one line outside of the convention center to another line inside of the parking garage, and finally even more lines inside of the actual convention center. Also, this clip is hilarious because watch as everybody crosses through the ropes here and I go all the way around it. Listen, I just like to follow the rules, so I'm not the type of person at Disneyland or something to go underneath any of the ropes or anything like that. They were showing off some of the stuff that is coming soon to the Pokemon Center, I guess, for Halloween, so there's your exclusive merch reveal right here on Chase Yama. They had this giant, like, standee for the Pokemon World Championships Honolulu, which I thought was really cool. I didn't realize it until later, but this is actually a map of the inside of the Pokemon Center, which is really cool once we actually see what's inside. But I guess they actually sort of mapped out the Pokemon Center to kind of have little destinations and stuff inside, which I think is kind of cute. They also had hula dancers outside of the Pokemon Center as you waited in the third line of the day. I saw some people post on social media that I guess every so often Pikachu would come out and dance with the hula dancers, which is kind of cute. Here's a really cute Pikachu sign, and I think they spelled Alola wrong. I'm just joking, and I totally just stole that joke from someone else in line. Finally, nearly 2 hours after my original appointment time, I got to go inside of the Pokemon Center and see everything for myself. They did a really good job at decking this whole place out to really make it feel like a Pokemon Center, I guess. Like, it definitely didn't feel like the convention center that I've been to many times now. I almost could not recognize it because there were so many like cool little Pokemon decorations and stuff. It was really cool. Here's a look at some of the Pokemon World Championships exclusive merch that they were selling. Quite a few of this stuff sold out very quickly, and I didn't even get to see inside of the Pokemon Center. I really wanted this ukulele, but they just didn't have any of them even when I got there. They did have a butt ton of these double deck boxes. I know even less about the Pokemon TCG than I do about Pokemon in general, so I had no idea what this was about. They did have quite a few posters available. They had a bunch of these like blue bento boxes, which was kind of cool. They also had a few of these exclusive sculpted frames, which looked really nice. They had this set of 2 Hawaii-themed Pikachu plushes that I thought was really cute. Also worth noting is that I believe everything in the store was limited to 1 per person. I'm not too sure about the non-exclusive stuff, but definitely the Pokemon World's exclusive merch was limited to 1 per person. There was a lot of drama online about people buying multiple products from the Pokemon Center, and you could kind of tell, like, definitely after the first few days, that they were enforcing the 1 per person rule pretty strictly. I guess maybe as expected, the smaller stuff definitely had a larger quantity available. Although I'm not gonna lie, as someone who doesn't know anything about Pokemon, like, I didn't know what the heck these things were. So coming into the second room of the Pokemon Center, there was even more stuff to look at. They had some alternate designs of posters and whatnot, which I thought was really cool. This was a different type of art style, but they had a bunch of posters for this. They had some like little Aloha branded accessories and whatnot. This was a really cool like lifeguard house thing with all these custom made surfboards. On the other side of this little like shack, there was a signature from, I believe, one of the early Game Freak developers or musicians or something. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments. Here's a look at, I guess, the Aloha style artwork from Pokemon Worlds. It was cool that they had multiple art styles of exclusive Pokemon Worlds merch. They had this kind of like wooden aesthetic looking keychain, which I thought was really cool. You know, it was really small. There was a large quantity of them, so I thought I would buy a few because there didn't seem to be a sign that said that this was limited to 1 person. And look how many there were. There was this other area with some like rocks and a waterfall, a little Jigglypuff in the water, and a Psyduck, really cute. But if I'm not mistaken, this was non-exclusive Pokemon Worlds merch, which I mean is cool to see in person, but I was mainly there just to get stuff that I could only find at Pokemon Worlds for 2024. They had a bunch of Pokemon plushes. Unfortunately, none of the ones that I was specifically looking for, but if you wanted any of these ones, like there were a bunch of them here on these shelves. They really decked out this Pokemon Center. Like I thought it was really cool just to see all the little like decorations everywhere. This was another different style artwork that they had. I think it's really cute. It looks really derpy, which I love, so I wanted to get one of these posters or something. I love the art style of this one. I also saw a bunch of people carrying around these bags. I guess these bags were a pretty big hit. I was thinking of getting one, but then I decided, like, I don't know, what the heck am I gonna do with a bag? While most of the actual clothing was sold out, they did have a bunch of these, like, black button-up shirts, which honestly might have been my favorite clothing option here, so I'm glad that this one, for whatever reason, there was still a bunch left of. They had a bunch of Pokemon TCG stuff. I'm not too sure how it works, like if any of this stuff was exclusive to Pokemon Worlds. Here's a look at more of the exclusive Pokemon Worlds merch. Once again, I don't play the TCG, so I don't know what any of this stuff is, but it looks kind of cool. There was this really cool looking half pipe for the skateboards they were selling. I don't think they had any of the exclusive Pokemon Worlds skateboards left. But this final area just kind of had some general Pokemon merch. Just a lot of like Pokemon branded socks, or you could pick out your favorite Pokemon, like all that kind of good stuff. So after that, I was pretty much done looking around the Pokemon Center. Luckily, although the reservation did say that you only get 15 minutes inside of the Pokemon Center, there wasn't anybody there making sure you only stayed in for 15 minutes. I doubt there would even be a way for them to check that considering how many people were in there. So that was nice that you could really take your time and look around the Pokemon Center. Luckily, after waiting in 3 goddamn lines for almost 2.5 hours, the line to pay for all of your items was really quick. They had a bunch of staff there working the cash registers, so that was nice. And finally, I got my bag full of Pokemon goodies and I got to make the long walk back to my car. Guys, I'm exhausted. I don't even know if I can talk right now. So we finally got to the Pokemon Center. I got my bag of stuff. I'm exhausted. I'm like so exhausted. Oh my god. I am a mess right now. So I'm just gonna go home. I don't know what else to say. Okay, see you soon. So here we are back in the comfort of my own home with all of my Pokemon Worlds 2024 goodies. And so let's see what I managed to snag from the Pokemon Center at Pokemon Worlds. First things first, we have the Pokemon Worlds exclusive Pikachu plush. I don't know, is it gonna make people cringe if I take this out? Do people usually keep this kind of stuff in the packaging? Wow, it's so cute. So we have Pikachu with his little snorkel and mask. He has some flippers on and like a little rash guard. On the back, the zipper says Honolulu 2024. And you even get a Pokemon World Championships 2024 exclusive tag, which is really cool. I really like this plush, it's so cute. Speaking of plushes, I also managed to snag the 2-pack Tropical Pikachu plushes. These are also super duper cute. I love these little plushes. This one I will probably keep in the packaging because I'm going to be shipping this off to Australia for a friend of the channel. It turns out that these weren't Pokemon Worlds exclusive, which I thought they were, like it just seems fitting. But apparently these like very quickly sold out on the Pokemon Center website, so I guess either way, like these are kind of tough to come by. But they're super duper cute. You have Pikachu holding a little ukulele with a Pikachu sound hole in the middle, and he's wearing a little like aloha shirt. You have another Pikachu with a lei and a little hula skirt. It's cute. So there's that one. That one, luckily they had a lot of as well. We also have this, which is a button-up shirt, I guess. This one is also Pokemon Worlds exclusive, and it has this 2024 Honolulu tag on it, which is really cool. But you have a bunch of pineapples all over the shirt and a little Snorlax buddy here on the little pocket. And luckily, like, this is something I could actually see myself possibly wearing. Like, I always worry about that with like merch stores and stuff, just like if the merch is actually stuff that I would use or wear. And since this is like black or dark gray, it is actually something that I might wear. I still don't really know about the fit. It seems a little bit big for me, which is crazy because I bought this in a medium. But either way, it's super duper cute. I love this shirt. I'm excited to add this into my everyday wear. Next up, we have this big metal sign of the 2024 Pokemon Worlds artwork. Yeah, I thought this was like a very unique type of merchandise that they were selling. Like if I had to choose between a poster and this, I would probably choose this. You know, it's smaller than a poster, and I feel like this would probably be less cumbersome to hang on a wall than say a poster. But yeah, it's like made out of metal and it has this really cute art style. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this, but it's cool to have it, right? Pretty much my mindset going into the Pokemon Center was like, okay, you know, this may or may not be a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, so I might as well just get everything that I possibly can. And there were actually a lot of these left. I honestly don't know if this one was very popular. I actually saw multiple people pick this up, look at it, and then put it back. But I thought it's really cool. I guess speaking of posters, hey, we have some posters. So I got, I believe, 2 out of 3 of the posters that they were selling there. This first one here, it has a very like, I don't know what you would call this, sort of almost old school vibe to it. But you have like the Pokemon World Championships Honolulu, Hawaii artwork on here. They also had merch with this art style, and it's a very like interesting, like different type of thing. So I'm excited to have this in my poster collection. We also managed to snag this poster. This poster is like, I guess, the regular key artwork for the Pokemon World Championships. It has the little mask with all the underwater Pokemon on it. Very cute, very cute. So it's really cool to see all the different artwork. The only problem is that these are quite large posters. They're 18 by 24 inches, so I don't know how I'm going to keep or store these. Also worth noting is that this paper is actually not glossy. It has like a matte finish on it, which I don't think I've seen much on posters, but I actually kind of like. I think it's really cool to have a matte finish on this rather than glossy. Next up, we also have this big box, which is for the sculpted frame. They have a picture of it on the back of the box. This is also a really cool looking box. Unfortunately, it has a little ding here on the front, which I'm kind of sad about, but oh well, let's open it and see what we got. Oh goodness. Here's a look at our frame. This is cute. I can use this to like frame the picture I got of me and all of the Pokemon at the trainer town. So you have a little Pikachu, you have a treasure chest, and the Pokemon World Championships 2024 logo on the top. This is a really cool looking picture frame. I almost am scared to like use this to display a picture because I'm scared it's gonna like fall and break or something. But also, this is like a really heavy duty picture frame. This is like no joke. I feel like you could injure someone with this or something. Next up, we have a Pokemon Worlds exclusive bento box. I don't know how they sort of decided what kind of merch they wanted to make for this. I wouldn't have expected an exclusive bento box from here, but that's interesting. Wow. We have a little design here on the top of the bento box. On the bottom, it has the Pokemon World Championships logo on it. Wowee. So this is like entirely made of silicone, which is interesting. We take off this top cover here, and look at that. We have little stuff to put our food in. So we can put like rice and spam and Kahlua pig and cabbage. And then this is for our haupia. I don't know, that might only be a reference for people from Hawaii. Very cute. I don't know if I'll ever use this because I don't leave the house. But this is at least a very cute design and I like it. We also have this Pokemon Worlds double deck box, which is for the Pokemon TCG, which I definitely do not play. I bought this again to ship to Australia for a friend of the channel, Lizbang. I feel like these were also pretty plentiful when I went, but it has like a bunch of Hawaii type of things all over it. It pretty much looks like a miniature version of the boxes for the bento box or the sculpted frame. On the back it says double deck box contains 1 deck box holder, 2 deck boxes, and 3 dividers. Now I imagine all of the accessories have like little designs on them, which is probably cute. I don't want to open this because it's a gift, but that seems cool if I actually played the Pokemon TCG. We also have this Honolulu, Hawaii keychain from Pokemon. This is kind of in the style of that brown poster that we got, so that's pretty cool. This was actually funny because I got like 4 or 5 of them because I wanted to ship them to friends around the world. But when I went to pay for everything, the cashier told me that everything is only 1 per person.
So everything is 1 per person.
Oh, 1 per person. Oh, okay, sorry. But it was weird because this was like the only thing in the store without a sign that said limit 1 per person. So that was kind of a bummer, but hey, at least we have 1 keychain at least. And then finally, we have a Pokemon World Championships 2024 beach ball. So with every purchase you made at the Pokemon Center, you would receive a free beach ball. That was like their promo that they were doing. And funny story, I didn't see the cashier put the beach ball in my bag, so when I asked her about the beach ball, she said, oh yeah, sure, you can have another one. So now I just have 2 of these beach balls. Actually, while we're here, should we try and just inflate this real quick? I want to see what it looks like. So here's what it looks like not inflated. It kind of looks like a bucket hat. I feel like if you have a really small head, you could actually wear this as a bucket hat like this. Here we go. Blowing up a beach ball. I haven't done this in a hot minute. Oh god, I'm getting lightheaded. Wow, look at that. Well, that's cute. A fun little Pokemon Worlds themed beach ball. Very cute, very cute. I would look so cool bringing this to the beach. We also have a bunch of little bonus goodies here. So this is the Pokemon World Championships 2024 like pamphlet thing. You open it up like this. You get the cool artwork here, and then when you flip it over, this is a map of the Pokemon World's Trainer Town. It has the schedule of all of the activities here, and on the bottom, when you would go around this trainer town in Waikiki, you would get all these little stamps, and if you got all of the stamps, you got an exclusive sticker as a prize, so that was pretty cool. And then also included in my Pokemon Center bag, we have a little card for the Pokemon Center website, and then we also have a 15% off code if you shop at the Pokemon Center website. And hey, since I'm feeling generous, if you want to redeem this 15% off code, then here's the code for you. First person to redeem that wins. And I guess we also get a Steenie for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And hey, since I'm feeling doubly generous, here's the code if you want a Steenie in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. First person to redeem it wins. But that's all of the merch that I picked up at the Pokemon Center at Pokemon Worlds. It was pretty exciting to actually be able to get exclusive stuff in Hawaii where it feels like not really anything exciting happens, especially for gaming. So I'm really glad to have a bunch of fun little memorabilia to remember this exciting event. If you want to hear more about my time at the Pokemon World Championships 2024, make sure you check out the video below. Let me know in the comments if you guys attended the Pokemon World Championships. For now, thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much to our members. My name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!